Welcome back to The Rustic Wife. I'm Alana and Isabel, and today we headed out to do some yard saling. And while we were out, you can see over my shoulder I've got some feed and some shavings for the chickens. Anyway, I thought I would show you some of our yard sale finds, and we went to a couple thrift stores too, so I'll show you some of those. I didn't do any camera footage at the yard sales. I just don't want to waltz in there with my camera and start taking video footage of that. So I'll just show you when I get home, and then I have something else special that I wanted to show you that I got. Okay, we thought we were done with the yard sailing, but on the way home, but a mile from our house, there's a yard sale sign and it looks like a really juicy one. So I'm out of cash, and if I see something, I'm gonna have to run into town and get more cash. So hopefully this one works out. Just gonna do a Yui here. False alarm, there really wasn't anything there, so we're gonna head home and show you this stuff. All right, check out how full this vehicle is. I got 2 bales of shavings. These bales of shavings were $8.29. They used to be $6.29. I also got a bag of scratch and a bag of layer, and they were $20 each. The other variety that I usually get, Purina, it is up $6 a bag, so that's why I got this one. So on this side, I also have like dog food, and needed that for the sprinkler. That was 12 bucks, so it's not too bad. That was just from the feed store. And I need another water and a rubber basin. This was $5.99, and this was, each piece is $3.99. Much better than at the co-op though, because the co-op charged me $17 for one of these. It's a total rip. So I paid $8, see, $3.99 for each piece. That's a much better deal. So I got that. And I got this Carhartt coat for James. I paid $5 for that, just for work. So that was a good deal. And then I got this massive pet pillow. I picked that up. I was gonna give it to Chief or Otis, but I think they'll fight over it. So I'm gonna give it to my father-in-law's dog. He's old and his little hips are bad and his little bones are bony. So I thought I'd give that to him. His name's Flint. And that was $5. So these pet pillows are like $80. So I paid $5 for that at the Humane Society thrift store. And I did get Chief and Otis each a squeaky ball. They're gonna love those. They'll probably fight over those as well. And I got them each a new bowl, and they were $3 each. So this was my find at the Humane Society thrift store, and all the proceeds go to obviously the Humane Society. So that was good. I love going there. Whenever Isabel and I go to a yard sale, we always try to find one that is run by an older person. And the reason being is because that is where I find a lot of vintage things, and not that I'm trying to get a good deal from them, because a lot of times they just want to get rid of it and they're charging a couple of bucks for things. Most times I try to offer them more money, but lots of them won't take it because they just want it out of their hair. I don't like a lot of plastic things, so that's the reason why I try to seek out those. We hit one yard sale yesterday, our very first one. We totally got psyched out. I saw a table with a teapot front and center with a homemade tea cozy on it, and I thought for sure, okay, that's an older person. Need to go in there and check it out. When we got there, it was a young person, and the teapot and tea cozy was the only thing that was vintage. Everything else was new. So we ended up just getting Isabel a pair of jeans there, which was good too. But we did get head faked by the teapot and tea cozy. That could have been a trap to lure people in, maybe. So the next I went to a yard sale where there actually was an older fella sitting outside on his lawn chair with his little yard sale set up, and I got this grass cedar. And it's got some rust on it, but that's okay. We can just use some steel wool to clean that up. But it's made by MTD Limited, modern line, and it works awesome. And it's not plastic. And I paid $5 for it. Look at his little sign here. Isn't that cute? This is why I go to yard sales where there's older people, because you don't find this stuff. I saw a plastic one. See, works really good. I saw a plastic one of these at PV Mart, which used to be the old TSC here. And it was a cheap plastic one that would probably break next year for $80. So I paid $5 for this. Just a little bit of elbow grease and it'll be as good as new. So I like to get my sugar and flour and oats and everything in bulk, only because, because I find it's cheaper and I do have some space to store it. But I also worry about shortages, especially with flour. And do you remember, oh, Otis brought his new ball. You like that? Oh, it's all yucky. Come on, get your ball. Did you get one too? Yeah, you did. They're fun, eh? And if you remember during COVID, when there was a yeast shortage, I like to always stock up on the bulk yeast. And if you store this in the freezer, it lasts for a couple of years. So actually I have some that's outdated that's in the freezer that is still working. So that's what I like to do, is get things in bulk when I can. So before I head in the house and show you that extra special thing that I mentioned earlier, I wanted to show you the progress of the chicks that we got, our meat birds. In a video that I did previously, and I'll link that above, I showed you that our hens that are usually free range, we had in a pen, and we had them in a pen for about 3 months because we were concerned about avian flu. I've looked at the maps and we are right in between two areas that have had avian flu back in April, but we aren't in any warning zones, so we're letting our birds out because they love it. We like our birds free range. So I'm going to show you the, oh, there's Otis with his new toy again. So I'll head down and show you the new meat birds. Like that. Chief is out here corralling up his little flock. And here they are. And the hens are so happy to be free at last. Those your chickens, Chief? He takes his job very seriously. So we did get some of the garden planted. Got the celery in. We've just been hammered with rain, so they're looking a little limp. Peppers and tomatoes, same thing, but once we get a little bit more heat, they'll take off. So we got those in, drip line in, and you can see these hills here. The soil is not good here either, but we have our potatoes. A couple of them have come up, so it's hard to tell, but we have corn up. Let's see it there. We have 2 rows so far. We're going to succession plant. So last week we did these, and tomorrow we'll plant another 2 rows. And then we have 1 more to do. We'll plant a week later. We also have our onions. We've got half a row of red, half a row of shallots, 3 rows of sweet onions. These are candy. We couldn't get Walla Walla this year. And then we have 1 row of leeks here in this trench. And our gladiolas we planted. And then in this spot will be carrots and beets. We're going to do 2 rows of carrots and 1 row of beets. So this row here and that row is 1.5 rows of green beans and half a row of yellow. And these 2 rows are going to be, I've got some bok choy and Chinese cabbage. And then later on, toward the end of the summer when it gets a bit cooler, it's going to be some lettuce. And then this space here is going to be cabbage. We've got red and green cabbage. So we've got that, and then we have 2 rows of cucumbers we're planting tomorrow. So right here in this garden where I have my garlic, we have squash and pumpkins planted here. My garlic, you can see the end. Pretty sure my garlic has onion maggot. So we've treated them with some neem oil, and hopefully that helps. We're going to pre-treat our onions with the neem oil as a preventative measure. I noticed the tops were kind of dying off and brown. Let's see if I can find some. Let's look at this damage. I think maybe the onion maggots have turned into flies already, because I don't see any. I did see some last week, but a lot of damage. Look at that. I just don't have any luck with garlic for some reason. My brother, oh, there's a ladybug, perfect. It'll eat aphids or anything like that. that might get on here. Hopefully eat a maggot or two if they find them. My brother grows garlic so well. I should just get him to grow all my garlic. He knows what he's doing. Hi, Otis. Otis is back for some more loves. Right? Right, buddy? And he's got a tick on his face, so I'm gonna have to do a surgical procedure here in a minute. But he gets very emotional whenever I have to do anything like that. So this video that started off as showing you some of my shopping finds has turned into a bit of a tour of everything here. And I showed you the garlic, the damage on the garlic. I'm going to show you some damage on my pear trees and what is causing that damage. So something, actually I know what it is eating the leaves. And it is these. They're called the Willow leaf beetle. They're eating all of my leaves on my pears. So we use neem oil on this too, but obviously not enough. I've been coming down here and shaking them off, and I'll take the hose and spray them off. Other than just knocking them off the tree continuously, I don't know what else to do. They're there. They're very pretty. They're a bluey green beetle, and that is the willow leaf beetle. I'm positive it is. And they eat obviously willow leaves and pear tree leaves, probably other leaves too of other trees, but I'm not too sure. But they also feed in groups. And I got these two little cherry trees for my birthday this year, and I have a little cherry on there. So they're just small, but these two pear trees I got for my birthday last year, and they're doing pretty good, except the leaf beetles. And in one of our apple trees, there's a mama robin in there. She's got a nest and she's sitting on some eggs. So we'll have babies soon. And another update for our bees. Apparently we're getting our nukes this week, so it won't be so lonely down here. I'm getting sidetracked again to showing you that special thing because I have to do a procedure on Otis. We're gonna take the tick off now. Oh, here comes Chief. He's gonna spectate here. And I have Isabel to help me because this could be a bit of an issue. Okay, I've got some peroxide, got my tweezers, got Q-tips to clean the area, and a comfy bed for poor Otis. Okay, you see it on the side right there. Oh, he's got to yawn first. Hi, Dodo. Oh, God. I'm going to clean the area first around it. Oh, God. Odie. Good boy. It's okay. It's okay. Otis. We had to put Chief inside because there's a little bit of an upset there. It's okay. It's okay. Otis. What? Oh, boy. I don't know where it was, but I'll just do it over here. It's okay. Okay? It's okay, Bubby. It's okay. I think it's just the dog tick. Pretty gross. Still alive. Not for long because I'm going to drown it in peroxide here shortly. I'm going to take that. So that's two we've pulled off Otis. I haven't seen any on Chief this year yet, so far anyway. So here's Otis. He went over and hid in the shade. Do you feel better now? If he thinks I'm going to do something. It's okay, come here. Now he won't come anywhere near me. He's very emotional. He'll be mad at me for about a day. Anytime I have to remove a tick from one of my dogs, Chief is easy. He'll just lay there and let me work away with the tweezers. Otis is a little bit more of a baby, and it's harder to get him to stay down, as you can see. But what I usually do is I use tweezers, and I try to grab the tick as close to the skin as possible. It was difficult with Otis because he squirms around, but I try to grab it like by the head as close to the skin as possible, and I just have like a steady pressure to pull straight up and out. I don't want the head to rip off. But before I do that, I clean around the area with either rubbing alcohol or some peroxide, and I don't put it right on the tick. I just put it around the area and I also dip my tweezers in that before I do it, and then I do that by pulling the tick out as close to the skin as possible with, like I said, a steady pressure, pulling it up so that the tick releases its grip and I don't rip its head off and leave the head in the skin. So, and then after, I try to wash the area with peroxide or rubbing alcohol too, so that he doesn't get infection. Very difficult with Otis, very easy with Chief. And now I want to share with you something that I received as a gift from a friend that I went to school with. Her name is Nicole, and she still lives in the area with her husband and her kids. They live on a farm, and she is probably one of the hardest workers I know, and not to mention probably one of the kindest people I know. She messaged me the other day and asked if she could drop by my work to bring me a gift that she got for me, and that is so nice. She's always doing things like that. She brought me some vintage books. She knows I love vintage cookbooks and gardening books, so she found some and brought them over one day. So I thought this was going to be another book, which is amazing. But when she arrived to my work, she opened the back of her truck and showed me this. She happened to be at an auction and she found this, and she said she thought of me and she bought it. So a couple of years ago, I put a Facebook post up and put it out there that if anybody had a spinning wheel they were selling, I would love to come and take a look at it. Well, Nicole mentioned that they had one that was her mother-in-law's up in the barn, but it was in pieces. So in the meantime, she went to an auction, found this, and picked it up for me. And I mean, I was so excited when I saw that. I can't even believe how kind she is. But yeah, so a couple of years, so she said as soon as she saw it, she thought of me because I'd mentioned before that I joined a Facebook spinning group. I've been watching YouTube videos from ladies in Ireland that shear their own sheep, card it, and spin their own wool. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and now I can. I'd also really love to know about the history of this, where it came from, maybe who owned it. Just imagine all the wool that was spun on this. It's just beautiful. All the pieces are there, still works. Isabel's doing a demonstration for me. Aren't you? Thank you again, Nicole, for your lovely, lovely gift and your kind gesture, and I will definitely put it to good use. And for everyone else, thanks again for joining me today and coming along with my little tour and our shopping haul. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again next time.